Senator Menendez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and let me thank several of you who have appeared before our Housing Subcommittee and given a lot of great insights, and I appreciate it, as do the members. You know, I have, and as the subcommittee chair, been listening to a lot of our colleagues, and there seems to be a pretty strong universe of those for the refinancing camp. And, you know, I fully appreciate the question of the conservator's challenge in conserving and preserving assets. The question is whether you do that for foreclosure or refinancing to a large degree. Because it's, you know, very well, if it's a default option, it's going to be one of those two. And so I don't get it when you could create a large base of continuing responsible borrowers at the end of the day, and therefore solidify a significant part of the housing market and have an economic stimulus, because if I've been patching the roof because I can't afford to you know, get a new one, and now my mortgage rate is down and I have some extra money, I'm going to go ahead and get the new roof, and that means that there's going to be a stimulus in the economy as well as a foundation for the housing base. So that makes me wonder then, and I'd like to ask you, Dr. Mayor, when I hear about Freddie Mac having investments, some call it bets, against the homeowners that are contrary to the interests of homeowners, is that one of our challenges here? Because I don't think people make investments to then go against their investments. Make them more responsible borrowers and drive our economy, because as I have been saying for some time as the chairman of the Housing Subcommittee in the Senate, that we have never been in an economic recovery in which housing hasn't been one of the major factors leading the way. That has not been the case. Now we need to move in that direction. Okay? Thank you, Senator. All right.
Lamar Mackson here at the foreclosure hearing with Senator Bob Menendez. As you heard, the senator is very concerned about homeowners in the state of New Jersey, but in particularly in the city of Plainfield. Today, we're going to be listening to Senator Bob Menendez, Jerry Green, Assemblyman Jerry Green, and others as they discuss this terrible problem.
To be home in New Jersey, to welcome all of you to this discussion on how we save our neighborhoods from the problems of foreclosure, how we can help homeowners deal with foreclosure and communities deal with the blight of foreclosed properties. Let me begin by looking back to a time when I was growing up in New Jersey. It was and still is a place where people work hard to build a better life for themselves and their families. The economy was expanding. We enjoyed a vibrant, prosperous manufacturing base that provided jobs that turned into lifetime careers for millions of Americans. The middle class was thriving, and it was everyone's dream to own a home. And buying a home was a personal accomplishment, a family triumph. It was a time in America where government and the economy supported a growing middle class. Banks were more local, not global like they are today. A time when they had a stake in each mortgage in the community they served, and they knew their customers personally. Times have changed, and some say the old American dream no longer exists, but I think they're wrong. I believe that America's middle-class spirit, that hope for a better life, is still alive in the hearts of every family here in Plainfield and across the country. So today's hearing is about more than numbers and statistics, more than the fact that one of every 10 homes in Plainfield is in foreclosure. It's about values, about people and families and our communities and what we can do to help. It's about finding opportunities to mitigate the foreclosure crisis, but most of all, it's about hope. Hope for Plainfield, for New Jersey, and for every American family and neighborhood that has been hit hard by the mortgage crisis and struggling to stay above water. Having said that, today we'll be hearing from 6 witnesses on how to best alleviate the burden of foreclosures and how we can mitigate the impact of foreclosures on our neighborhoods. Today I hope to hear not only how we can streamline the process